Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist and close ally of President Donald Trump, who played an influential role in rallying young Republican voters, was shot and killed Wednesday at a Utah college event in what the governor called a political assassination carried out from a rooftop.
Don't you be a fool, you finna hear the truth. Watch me do what I do on the pod with the mic, and I ain't keeping it cool. Gotta bring the heat, gotta hit the street, gotta stay 100, they ain't scaring me. You wanna censor a boss, you wanna censor a king. I'm not taking a loss, facts is all I bring. I'm speaking candidly, ancestors they stand with me. It's Pharaoh and Dessalines, the blunt of reality.
What's going on, Blunties? It's your boy, Dessalines.
Hey, with Pharaoh, we got some, I don't know how to put it like this, man. We got some devastating news, man. Dessalines, if you want to, start it up.
All right, I'll start it up. This is crazy, though. Orem, Utah. This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation, said Utah Governor Spencer Cox. I want to be very clear. This is a political assassination. Yeah, man. What was your thoughts when you first heard this, man? By the way, today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we just heard about it hours ago. And it's still unreal. Especially it being the 10th, especially it being 9/11 tomorrow. So, but yeah. Well, I don't know. You tell me what your reactions are.
Well, I want to start by saying condolences to the family of Charlie Kirk. Many people know him as his political stance and his talks with Gen Z. And when I first seen this video, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, man. It took me to a kind of dark place. It kind of made me feel unsafe as American, especially because Dessalines, you know what we do. We try to speak on the truth as much as possible.
Right.
And when you have individuals like this who are just openly shot and killed in front of thousands of people, not only just in front of thousands of people,
millions,
but there's millions of eyes who are watching. So when I seen this, I said, okay, they wanted to make a statement. Whoever this was wanted to make a statement, because let's just be quite frank, bro. There are many evil people out there, and for this to happen to this man at such a young age, who has a family, also Blunteers, I'm a father too, so this kind of hit me hard, because now the man of the household is no longer there. So the leader, not only of his household, but, many other Americans looked up to this man, and there's just another leader who's gone. It just, I don't know, man. It just puts this dark cloud over me, man. I don't know if we are safe when it comes to putting out information, and I don't know, man. I just want to see what happens. They still haven't caught the guy. If I'm not mistaken, they still haven't gotten the guy who committed this assassination, and we need answers.
Yeah. The guy who actually committed it. There was another guy that the FBI caught, a guy who was claiming to be responsible, but allegedly he was a distraction just to stall them long enough for the real shooter to get away. But everything is in speculation right now. Everything's alleged right now. It's kind of like the Trump assassination attempts.
Yeah. All over again, right?
Yeah, the first one, not the second one. The second one was on some quick-ish, but the first one, there's still questions around it about different people's involvement that are alleged. There's some people on Twitter talking about the involvement of quote unquote certain agencies.
Yeah.
Just to cause the chaos, especially around this time, especially around it being 9/11 tomorrow. When I first heard about this, I didn't believe it. I thought it was AI, to be honest.
I was upset because I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
you know?
So hearing it made me like, as soon as you're in shock at first. You don't believe it. You really don't believe it. Especially, like, people will have different political views. Do I, agree with everything that he says? No. But at the same time, he is a human being. And we are in the freest country in the world where people are capable of actually coming up to a mic and debating somebody that they don't agree with. And it's beautiful. It's a symphony of understanding that and having a certain level of respect. That's certain level. It breeds a future of smart, capable human beings. I think, to be honest, being able to fully disagree with somebody and yet have a certain respect for their humanity is another type of transcendence of mankind that I believe that is very important. Especially if we all plan to transcend our intelligence as human beings to make the world a better place. These conversations have to happen, no matter what you believe, no matter what side you on, and regardless of the fact, man, ain't no way, bro. There's no reason for any violence like that to happen there for that or any other reason, man.
Especially, I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
especially if he's never been involved in violence or the destruction of people, property, or even cities. Like, because you have to understand, that's Aline. Like, I don't think people understand that there are far more evil people in this world who have done far more evil things.
Yeah.
Now, like you mentioned earlier, you mentioned about how his debates sort of transcended, I forgot how you mentioned it, but it was beautiful what you were saying.
Yeah,
to say it verbatim. But these conversations that he would have with these universities, you can tell just by the amount of people who were there, it was affecting people. It was affecting humans. It was affecting the Gen Z population. And I don't think, for the ones who haven't seen this man and his debates, there's something incredibly wrong with our society today, especially because I'm going to give one example. In one of the debates that he was having, I'll play it later for you guys. He was talking to a young lady and she was mentioning, he said, just describe what a woman is to me. The fact that in today's time, we do not, or we no longer have a definition for a man or a woman is a pure example of a declining society. These are debates that need to happen in this world. And for men and women of this caliber to just get assassinated on TV like this is disgraceful.
I mean, it was for free speech and debate. And I feel like with these, like where we are as a society, especially with social media, especially with understanding that, people are like, 3-second minds, 3-second, what do they call it, TikTok brain?
Yeah.
They're incapable of having the patience of sitting down and listening to an entire dialogue. We're not there anymore, man. We don't have that intelligence anymore. We have, I don't want to say that word, but we've come to a point where emotions mean more, trigger words mean more than context, which is very dangerous because then it's easy to paint somebody as the enemy if you use certain words.
Yeah.
You use certain words and you believe in them to paint somebody as an enemy, to paint somebody as someone. You don't understand what, especially certain medias. Remember when it was calling Donald Trump Hitler?
Yeah.
That inspired an entire people, a certain amount of people, to be like, yeah, he's that evil. And it gets certain people who are easily influenced to a certain place where it's like, nah, if he's that evil, then maybe I should go ahead and try to take him out myself. And they truly believe that. And I think that's where we are in society, where people believe a certain thing so much, they believe what they're doing is right, even though universally is wrong. Because murder is always wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's always wrong. No matter how because especially in today's society, it's always wrong. I mean, I mean, the death penalty can be argued, of course. That's another debate that could happen between people, depending on what you believe. But as far as if you're having a disagreement politically with somebody, like, nah, I don't like people like you. Pop is crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's insane. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I don't think that's like so scary for future generations, man.
Yeah.
I want to share a personal story, yo. Not too long ago, like over the weekend, I was visiting family, in Michigan. Beautiful, beautiful place. In Michigan, like in the area of Lansing, Michigan. Mm-hmm. The college state of around that area, there's Michigan State University. Pfft, what a beautiful city, man. Shout out to the Spartans. They just won a football game and all that. Go Green. And the community they have out there is beautiful, man. It's absolutely beautiful. And the love that everybody, all the strangers have with each other was also beautiful. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, this is how community should be. No matter what differences y'all got, whatever it may be, y'all respecting each other, showing love, people having families, people are connected in such a way where they love their city, they love their team, they love each other. And I'm like, yo, all of America could be like that. But then we get into politics and we start to paint each other as these evil people. And I don't know, I think it's on purpose.
You know what I realized, though? When you go on social media, there's an agenda that's always being pushed. It sometimes when I'm scrolling on social media, I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I've had enough, because I can see the hate that is trying to be pushed, the black versus the white, the man versus the woman, and all these things are used to divide us. But when you go out into the real world, you realize, wait, hold on. We actually have more in common than we actually think. And it's exactly. And Blunteers, go outside more. Go outside more. Have conversations with people. Do not be afraid. Do not let what you see on social media or what on the internet dictate whether or not you want to have a conversation with somebody. Yo, the world is ours. Let's go out and actually have these conversations. That's why with Charlie Kirk, man, I appreciated a lot of the things that he's done, man, because yes, a lot of the debates that he had were controversial, but at the same time, look how many people were there to actually have those conversations. Little do you know, that is a form of bringing people together, because if I'm listening and you can see a lot of times he let people speak and have their voices heard. This is a human interaction. These are the things that we need as humans. People want to be heard. Okay, let's listen. Although I may not agree with you, but here's some things that I disagree with you on, which is okay. It's okay to disagree, because I'm not going to lie to you, Blunteers. There are a lot of things wrong with our society right now, and we know this. It's possibly a crumbling society, and to counteract that, there are people who are stepping up in society right now who are putting their efforts to make a difference.
Like Charlie Kirk.
Exactly.
Again, let me just again give my praise out to his family and to anybody who has lost anybody recently or anything like that to any sort of violence, senseless at that, because all of it is senseless violence. But you're right, bro. Like it's insane. The thing is, when you have people like him who's capable of having these conversations, who's not afraid to be wrong, yes, he probably had some rivals online. Like, nah, what about this? What about that? That's all entertainment. And I feel like a lot of, I'm going to call them NPCs, man. I'm sorry. Because the average person is an NPC. I'm going to say that.
I believe that, too.
I'm going to say Why? How could you say that? And you could be offended or whatever it may be, because sometimes we all act like NPCs or whatever, but the average person is an NPC, where you're affected by the information that most people around you give you. So you're like, okay, then I must act like this. Then this person we're supposed to hate. This person is this because they all are saying it, and because of what's being said right here. And that shit, what it does is it's mind control, man.
Yeah.
Like, some people on Twitter were talking about that, man. How it can be MK Ultra, how we are easily, like, as much as you think you know, you gotta remember you know nothing. And I don't think we living in a society where humility can exist, especially when people on their Instagrams or Facebooks or any type of social media, and you think you know everything from that shit. You don't know shit.
You don't. There's a human aspect that you're missing.
You're missing, exactly.
You know
like,
what I mean?
This is all entertainment. Like, most of the negative shit that you gravitate to, that you understand, it's on purpose. So you could feel something and then want to see it again as a consumer, not as a human being. Consumers are not human beings. A consumer is a consumer. Because a consumer could be a bot, to be honest.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So you have to understand, like you were saying before, that there's a human aspect. Go outside, have a real conversation, put the phone down. Like, understand that most people have families. They're capable of love, hate, ignorance. Like, insert humility into yourself, because situations like this is not supposed to be happening in a free country or free speech. He was practicing free speech, debating people for free. For free.
Mm-hmm. And how ironic that he was talking about, what was the last few words that he was talking about right before the assassination?
Oh, man.
The irony in what he was talking about. He was, the last thing, what did they ask him?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Basically, blunt is, for those who don't know, I suggest, watch at your own discretion or whatever. I doubt they're going to be showing any of the graphic parts, but I think it was the second debater that was coming up to the stage, because what Charlie Kirk does, he allows students to come debate him about certain subjects, etc. And in the conversation he was having prior to the shot being taking his life, was the person who asked him, how many people are responsible for mass shootings? And, a certain type. I believe he said trans first. And then Charlie Kirk replied, too many. And then they was like, all right, well, how many total mass shootings have been going on in the last couple of years? And he said, and he asked the question back. And he said, does that include or not include gang violence? And that's when the bullet hit him. And it was like, now that I think about it, bro, like you just said, it's ironic, right? It was, that might be the most powerful statement put out before somebody really got like hit like that.
Let me ask you,
generation, bro.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that he will go down as a martyr?
Oh no, he's already a legend within the community of conservatism. With it's already being put down. Like, Trump already said, until Sunday we putting our flags at midway for this guy. He's already being considered a hero because of what he was promoting and how, whatever. That's what they're doing right now publicly. But I want to go back to that shot, because right now it's making my brain go crazy. Like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who talk about this. The shot that came right when he was having a conversation, because he talked about that before, as far as gang violence and the black community committing crimes and all of that stuff, and people don't like him for that, because he says black people commit a mass proportion of violent crime. And a lot of people don't like that, and they go back and forth with him. And the intellectual part of it, or the high IQ argument against that, would be, hey, but that's not the black community's fault, because of course the FBI, CIA, they did that on purpose. They needed that gang violence to happen. They pumped crack cocaine into the community. Please watch Snowfall. You had an entire CIA secret agency funding wars overseas from selling crack to American citizens. This is not a lie. You know what I'm saying? So there's that side of it of those black people who are angry, who hear, black people commit all this violence and shit like that. But then they're like, but why are they put in this place? It's because they were, it was on purpose. And then there's that back and forth, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, at what point are we going to stop and say, hold on, okay, let's work together and see how we're going to stop this shit? Fuck it. It happened. There's a lot of shit that happened in the past to black people. How long are we going to be like, okay, let's ignore this shit? Especially with the shit that's going on with Chirac right now. But that's another conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you want to get into that with Trump, because within the same week, Trump is sending the American army to Chicago.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos. People, the people who live in Chicago stating, I don't think you understand what you're doing bringing the military to Chicago. And what they're basically were saying was they're going to be shooting back at the military. See, this is why people believe that this is necessary. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, you're not beating the allegations. You know what I mean? The allegations are not being beat because they want to bring the military, and the response that people are getting, which is the backlash, is we're going to stop these motherfuckers from coming here. And that's exactly the reason why the military needs to go out there. What is this? What state, if I'm not mistaken, I think the feds are out there now. DC, right? Well,
the crime has gone down by over 90% since they did that.
So, let's just be honest, black people. Because I'm speaking to black people only right now. If you're not black, this has nothing to do with you.
But you gotta say what happened so they can understand what is going on.
Okay,
you gotta tell them.
So pretty much the because of the violence out there was so crazy that Trump agreed to bring the feds there, and
National Guard,
the National Guard as well. And right now, what they're doing is patrolling the streets. There hasn't been any crime. You know what I mean?
They took off up to 80 guns off the street within 3 days, illegal guns. The robbery of cars went down exponentially. Yeah.
So you have to look at it like this, right? Blunteers. Do we want to have a safe, do we want our communities to be safe or not? Because we have to understand that there are things that need to happen in order for the safety of others and your children, the safety has to be there. So you gotta ask yourself, okay, what are we willing to give up? And unfortunately, because we can't solve these issues on our own, outside forces have to solve these issues for us. And to be honest, for right now, I think it's a good thing. Why? Why I think it's a good thing? Because this gives the people of DC to actually feel safe. I seen a guy. He was a DC, someone from DC. He was saying I'm walking the streets of DC. I feel safe. I have my chain on. I dare you to try to do something to me right now. You will get shot by the police. Look at this black man, happy. And you would think that it would be a black guy on the opposite fence saying, no, fuck this. We don't want the police here. F the police. Nah, there's black people crying out to you. These are the black voices that you don't hear all the time. You know what I mean? Most of the time when you hear blacks talking, it's violence, right? But look at this guy. He's crying out. He's pleading. He's happy. I can walk the streets now. Can you imagine not being able to, people in Chicago, they don't know how it feels to walk the streets of Chicago without a weapon.
So a lot of them do that, right? And their mayor is saying, "Yo, Trump, don't come over here." My fault, I didn't mean to.
Nah, what I was just saying is, can you I don't think I don't think the people of Chicago have felt safe for over 30 years plus. So you gotta understand, is this someone who actually cares about what's going on in their city, or is it somebody who doesn't give a fuck? Because I would argue that someone who doesn't care about what's going on in these major cities would just let it happen. If someone doesn't, if he didn't care, he would just let it happen. And for a very long time, this was going on. Yeah. So I would argue that to some degree, Trump does care.
Yeah. Can I just say something too? There was this white lady on social media. She was like, I can't believe what you guys are saying. She said, these people, like, there's so much crime out here, and you guys are trying to stop what happened in DC to happen over here. Are you serious? People just got shot. 46 people just got shot over the weekend. Are you serious? You know, and they want to go against the army? You guys don't know how. Let me tell you something.
You know, it's insanity. The storm is brewing.
Let me tell you something real quick. My fault. I wanted to get this out of my system real quick.
The storm is brewing.
Let me tell you something, bro. The American Army. The American Army. Here's what I don't like, bro. Cause this motherfuckers on social media like, yeah, alright, y'all. Listen, y'all really don't know. It's Chirac out here, y'all. Y'all really don't know what time it is. My nigga, the American Army is used to. They like, oh, they not like us over there, overseas. They not like. What? These are specialists, bro. Best army in the world. Mm-hmm. Are you serious? Don't disrespect the American Army, bro. You have to understand, for you to have the audacity to, because to me, that's terrorism.
Yeah.
Don't threaten no army, dog. That's the people that literally fights overseas for you and your future generations. They literally do that. You could disagree with the politics or whatever, but they're trained to literally defend the country. And if they see that you are identified as a terrorist, literally shooting 46 people per weekend, sometimes more than that.
Yeah.
Bruh, be on your best behavior.
Yeah. I think that people have been in the slums so long that they don't understand that they're living in a delusional state of mind. They've been conditioned. You got to understand the level of conditioning it takes to see 47 plus people get shot and think it's normal. So, see, the lady that made that statement, she couldn't fathom why someone would say something like, what type of thought. And this is the reason why people think that black people are so monstrous, because some people don't understand how the level of conditioning it takes to have that certain mindset. This is when you know the level. This is how you know people are sick.
Facts is all I bring. I'm speaking candidly. Ancestors, they stand with me. It's Pharaoh and Dessalines, the blunt of reality.